Today is called The Giant Jam Sandwich, and this is story and pictures by John Vernon Lord with verses by Janet Burroway. And the first thing I want you to look at is the front cover and see what insect you notice. So hopefully you noticed this wasp right here. And then also, our story for today is what your writing prompt is going to be about. So make sure that you're really listening to the story and get your creative juices flowing, because at the end, the next part of your module is going to have a writing component that goes along with the story. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the giant jam sandwich. One hot summer in Itching Down, 4 million wasps flew into town. What do you think these wasps are going to do? They drove the picnickers away. They chased the farmers from their hay. They stung Lord Swell on his fat bald pate. They divided and hummed and buzzed and ate. And the noisy, nasty nuisance grew till the villagers cried, "What can we do?" So they called a meeting in the village hall, and Mayor Muddlenut asked them all, "What can we do?" And they said, "Good question," but nobody had a good suggestion. What are the villagers doing right now to try and get rid of the wasps? Then Bap the baker leaped to his feet and cried, "What do wasps like best to eat? Strawberry jam! Now wait a minute. What if we made a giant sandwich we could trap them in it?" The gentlemen cheered, the ladies squealed, and Farmer Seed said, "Use my field." Bap gave instructions for the making of the dough. Mix flour from above and yeast from below. Salt from the seaside, water from the spout. Now thump it, bump it, bang it about. While they were working and working hard, some more made a tablecloth out in the yard. What sounds do you think you would hear if you were in this room where they're doing all of this making of the bread? When they were done, the dough was left to rise, till the loaf was a mountain in shape and in size. They hitched it up with a bit of a fuss to tractors, cars, and the village bus, and took it to the oven they had made on the hill, 50 cookers in an old brick mill. Have you heard any words that rhymed so far? For hours and hours they let it cook. It swelled inside till the windows shook. It was piping hot when they took it out, and the villagers raised a mighty shout. "Isn't it crusty? Aren't we clever?" But the wasps were just as bad as ever. The loaf was left to cool, and then the people watched while 6 strong men took a great big saw and sliced right through. Everybody clapped, and they cut slice too. How have the villagers all been helping each other? The village bus, they all agreed, would spoil the fields of Farmer Seed. So 8 fine horses pulled the bread to where the picnic cloth was spread. A truck drew up and dumped out butter, and they spread it out with a flap and a flutter. Spoons and spades slap and slam, and they did the same with the strawberry jam. Do you think this solution is going to work with keeping the wasps away? Meanwhile, high above the field, 6 flying machines whirled and wheeled, ready for the wasps to take the bait, but then there was nothing to do but wait. Where are the 2 different slices of bread, the top bread and the bottom bread, and why are the people waiting? So if you didn't see, the bottom slice is down here with the strawberry jam on it. And then the top slice is up here being held by helicopter tractors. So why do you think the people are waiting? Suddenly the sky was humming. All 4 million wasps were coming. They smelled that jam, they dived and struck. They ate so much that they all got stuck. The other slice came down, kersplat, on top of the wasps, and that was that. There were only 3 that got away, and where they are now, I cannot say. It's a really clever wasp trap. But they never came back to Itching Down, which is not the waspiest sort of town, but is a very nice place to dance and play, and that's what the villagers did that day. What became of the sandwich? Well, in Itching Down they like to tell how the birds flew it off with their beaks and had a feast for 100 weeks. The end. This story kind of reminds me partly of Cloudy with a Chance because of how big the bread was. I do have 3 quick questions for you about the giant jam sandwich. My first one was, why do you think the villagers solved the wasp problem? Why do you think they were able to solve their problem? My second question is, how did the villagers work together? And my last question, and this is going to be what your writing prompt is on for this week, is what kind of trap would you make? In your writing, I want you to make sure that you are using capitalization, punctuation, making complete and correct, accurate sentences, and giving me detailed steps of what trap you would make and how you would make it and how it would work to trap the wasps. So in the giant jam sandwich, they made a giant trap that would attract the wasps, and they were able to trap them with the jam and with the top slice of bread. So what would you do to trap wasps? What would you make, and how would it work? You'll see more directions for that in the next part of the module, which is the writing prompt. Thank you.